right, stream, what to do? We about to do something a little different right here, man. We about to go on TikTok with it. Y'all ready? Hey, this is my first time doing it like this.
Making music is my hobby. No, it's my habit.
Hey, let's see what it do. Let's slide through my TikTok.
Random question, because somebody just put me on, so I feel the need to put y'all on. Have y'all ever heard of the author Quan Mills?
No.
He got like books on Amazon and shit. If y'all don't mind, can I read off a couple of his books? I want to know which book you're more likely to pick up and read, alright? Alright? Are you braced? Let's get into it, cuz. Becky put raisins in the potato salad. Look at her reaction.
What the fuck? Hey,
like it's game over or some shit. She can't put raisins. Look at the potato salad. Hell, pregnant by my husband's granddaddy.
This is bullshit.
I might read that one. I ain't gonna lie. That sounds. This hoe got roaches in her crib. Pastors eat what's it too?
This nigga really reading these kind of books?
How you write a whole book about this shit? Pregnant by my granddaddy's boyfriend. That's a hell of a sentence, right? Alright, now we're getting into my favorites. Alright? These are the ones that had me in tears laughing. I'm gonna just let y'all read that one. And that just says best-selling author. That's what killed me about that one. Old Thought Next Door. It seems like they got a little friendship problem between this old thought in the middle. And I ain't gonna lie, whose grandma is that? They probably answer the question in Old Thought Next Door too. And the winner, the champion, his best book title yet. This hoe eat chitlins.
Designated by our language aren't even ours. Parents are a pair who rents. Our governments, especially our courts, don't treat a parent's right to control and direct the upbringing of their child as a fundamental liberty. We're forced from a young age through many types of indoctrination, and our parents are helping in this process. Look at the word childhood. A hood is used to cloak and hide. The etymology of children is chill and dren. Chill means cold. Bren is a name meaning a strong and healthy individual. So children are strong individuals who must be chilled, made cold. Stay with me, this will all come together. In Ballantyne's 1948 Law Dictionary, the term human being says sea monster. When we see monster, we get the definition a human being by birth, but in some part resembling a lower animal. In the Oxford New English Dictionary of 1901, a human is defined as belonging or relative to man, as distinguished from God or superhuman beings. So these definitions are telling us we're monsters, and the word live backwards is evil. Our language is telling us we're born as monsters who are bleak and lifeless to a pair who rents us out to the government and other corporations that indoctrinate us. Our childhood is spent under a cloak sin or evil when we live. Our senses are made up of words. The word sisters in Greek mythology were fates or witches who controlled the fates of man. Every word we say directly affects our reality and ultimately our fate. The Egyptian deity Thoth is said to have invented language and writing. The original purpose was to use words for magic. The words write and write are pronounced the same. A rite is a ceremony or ritual. Whenever we're writing with words or speak, we're initiating a ritual. Books contain chapters. A chapter often refers to a sect of a secret society or religious order. To page someone is to summon them. Pages in books made of words are summoning things to enslave or imprison our souls. The word grammar comes from the French word grammaire or grimoire. Grimoires were ancient magic books which contained instructions to summon demons. We wake up each morning. A wake is a funeral party held for the dead. At the beginning of each day, we say to each other, good morning. Mourning is what you do when you're sad for the loss of someone or something by calling it a good morning. It's pretty masochistic if you ask me. We then go to work at our occupation. When we occupy something, it can mean being occupied by a military force like in war. Many occupations are focused on money and the dog-eat-dog mentality. The dollar bill comes first before the environment or even each other. Therefore, we are committing war against each other. During each day we work our occupation. occupation. We are the military occupiers. An urn is for the ashes of the dead. For the average 9-to-5 worker, it would have to be one of the weekdays in order to earn a living. I agree, you would have to be in a weekdays to earn a living. During the week, we become weaker and weaker until finally it's the weekend, and we have become weakened. Somebody or something who is weakened has no power. And during the weekend, many of us turn to drink alcohol. Alcohol comes from the Arabic word alcohol, which is a body-eating spirit. It's also the source of the word ghoul. We drink booze or booze. Booze are synonymous with spirits who scare you, but what can you expect when you're drinking spirits? Alcohol has always been a medium for entities to flow through, and the effects in part demonstrate.
Hey man, that's a lot of information. Right?
Random joke.
Take in. Some of y'all might have to run that back, but this is the language we're using right now. Think about it.
What is yellow and can't swim? A bus full of children. What's the difference between me and cancer?
That was messed up.
My dad didn't beat cancer. What do you call a cheap circumcision? A ripoff.
Oh man.
I was watching my daughter at the park, and a woman turned to me and asked, "Which one's yours?" For fun, I said, "I'm still choosing." She looked terrified. My elderly relatives like to tease me at weddings, saying, "You'll be next." They soon stopped, though, once I started doing the same to them at funerals. What do 15-year-old boys and washing machines have in common? They both like keeping one sock for themselves. My grandfather says I'm too reliant on technology. I called him a hypocrite and unplugged his life support. I'd like to have kids one day. I don't think I could stand them any longer than that, though. A kid burns his house down. His dad watched with tears in his eye. He put his arm around the mom and said, "That's arson." Why are friends a lot like snow? When you pee on them, they disappear. Follow for more.
Joke, folk.
This world is not what you think it is. Part 4. Today we're talking about cymatics. By now, everybody's heard about good vibes, bad vibes. They're talking about vibrations. Everything has a vibration. This is going to be a little bit of a deep dive, but I promise you all, if you stick with me, there's a payload at the end that's going to connect a lot of dots for you. Now, I'm going to show you something really quick. On the left, you see what used to be the standard tuning frequency for all instruments across the world, which got changed in the 1930s to the one that you saw on the right. You see the difference? You see how one's just beautiful and the other one's just blurry and messy? Okay, stay with me. Now watch this. That's literally the vibration from a car stereo, who knows what frequency it is, actually changing the physical form of that car because it's going so hard. Alright, now here it is in nature. You find these patterns absolutely everywhere. Now I want to show you something else that's going to blow your mind. You may not know what those were, but on the left, those were the shapes of glass windows that were installed in churches and cathedrals all across the world. Some refer to them as Tartarian architecture. Now, we're all familiar with going to churches to get spiritual healing, but did you ever think that maybe people went to churches to get physical, actual, practical healing? Now, keep following me. Check out these organs. They used to have and still have these organs in tons of churches and cathedrals all across the world. Now, it's said, and I believe this, that those symbols on the outside of the window that actually represent a frequency was the frequency in which that church resonated. So people would go in there and get healed, a whole body healing. You already saw what it can do to vehicles. How much more so can it do that to our body? How much of our body is made up of water? Okay, now that you know this, how important is it to be careful of what you listen to and what you put into your ears? The final question, do you think maybe all of those artists and all of those performers that are performing rituals and ceremonies at their concerts right now, and that have been for decades, do you think that maybe they know how this works? And maybe they've weaponized it? Just a thought.
This is very much true. Very much true, man. Very much true. Hey, we got enough memory space for one more? I think we can do one more right now.
In this country, of every state, is 2 states. You have the state of Nevada and Nevada State. You have Cal State, California State, and State of California. Not the same thing at all. California State, according to the law, is one thing. State of California is totally different. Has nothing to do with each other at all. It's the difference between being a lawyer and an attorney. Has nothing to do with them at all. It's totally separate words, means totally separate things. Consequently, when you understand how words and terms are used and symbols are used, then we go back to the idea of the court. And as I said, there is no law in this country on any books that applies to you. None. All law in the Western civilization applies only to cooperations, co-ops. All law applies only to corporations, period. Across the board, no other, end of sentence. Consequently, there is no law that applies to you personally, so consequently, the system has made each one of you a corporation. And how now do you distinguish which one, when someone's addressing you, that they're addressing you as the one that your mother gave birth to, or the corporate you? Very simple. According to British law, when you sign your name, upper and lower case, that is applying to your body. Your flesh and blood self is spelled, according to British and American law, upper and lower case, capital letter, lower case. That's you, your personal self. There is no law that can be applied to an upper and lowercase name, period. No law at all can be applied to an upper and lowercase name because there is no law over you. Therefore, every piece of important bills, insurance, driver's license, identification, taxes, I don't care what it is, if it's a piece of business, period, in any kind of way, shape, or form, your name must, by law, international maritime admiralty banking law, your name must appear in all capital letters. You will never get a bill or anything that has your name upper and lowercase because there is no law that applies to an upper and lowercase name, period. So if Sears is going to send you a bill, if you go into Baskin Robbins or Sears and you order a pair of shoes, what are you going to do? They're going to give you a ticket.
Right.
And you're going to put it on your bill, and then they're expecting you to pay the bill. And consequently, they're going to charge you. Well, that's the same thing. You go into a courtroom. They're going to read out the charges. And the cop gave you the ticket. And you have been charged with speeding or whatever. And therefore, you have to pay the charge. Well, once you understand that in America...
He broke that down real good. Hey, yo, we're gonna end it right there, man. Because I don't know how much memory I got right now for this. Hey, but it's something to think about though, man. I'm Strike J, Strike Stream. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that alert thing. We out.